Stanislav, you promised to give us a separate video on the most popular questions on E-2 visa. When is it going to be released? It's going to be released today, guys. Today I'm going to be replying to all your questions that I collected for the past few months regarding E-2 visa. Also, in this video, you'll be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your E-2 visa case. Let's go! Hello, my dear friends. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. We are talking today about the E-2 visa and the most popular questions coming from you. I got your questions right here on the screen of my computer, so I'm going to be reading you those questions and you will be getting the answers. And I got 10 questions for you. Let's go. Number one, please explain how to do multiple businesses on E-2 visa. So this is a very good question. However, I believe that it's almost impossible to do different businesses under one roof for two reasons. Reason number one, it's gonna be very hard to explain to an immigration officer or the employee in a consulate that you will be doing all those businesses. The business plan is not gonna make any sense, or it's gonna be just huge, very complicated. So I don't think this is a good idea generally to try to provide different business ideas. Reason number two is more a liability issue. What is a liability? Liability means the risks, and in this context, legal risks around your business. If, let's say, you have a restaurant and you also have an Amazon business, God forbid somebody slips and falls in your restaurant and your insurance does not have enough money to cover the damage, then they may go after your Amazon part of the business because you do it under one roof. I do believe this is a huge risk to do different businesses under one company. The best way is to have your LLC or corporation for E-2 doing one particular business, and you may open multiple businesses not connected to your original business to set them up, have people working in them and getting dividends. This is the best way to proceed, and I don't believe this is a great idea to go with different business ideas for those reasons that I mentioned. Question number two, is there a mandated medical checkup drug test after E-2 investment visa issuance? I've never heard anything like that, guys. Okay, even if you have a green card or you're getting the green card, they don't test you for drugs. They test you for diseases, like dangerous diseases and things like that. After you got your E-2 visa issuance, regardless if they require the COVID shots or other medical things, it doesn't happen, okay? And I never heard about it. The law doesn't provide anything on this, so do not worry. You're not going to be tested for these type of things after E-2 issuance. Stanislav, what about this service-based industry that doesn't require a lot of assets and investment? Like a software development agency, for instance? Thank you. I love this question because definitely the law provides for this situation where we don't have to invest a lot of money to start up the business. The law basically says that you have to provide significant investment. And the policy manual explains that significant investment may vary depending on the type of business you are conducting or you're about to start conducting. If it's a goods business, and there are only two types, guys, right? Goods and services. Services and goods, that's it, there is no more. So with goods, it's easy. You purchase the goods, you deliver them, you have a warehouse, you sell them on Amazon or eBay, on Etsy, and so on, right? No problem. We invested the money and we showed 100K or more. What about business consulting, software businesses, tax advising, and things like that? What can be done? My minimum investment case that I got throughout my career was about $60,000 in the service type of business. I don't believe that anything below that is reasonable to do, and I heard that attorneys got it for 40, for 50. I think it's more of a luck than the regular way things happen. I definitely saw the cases with $50,000 for goods business that were denied. Based on this, I think that's where the numbers are right now, even for this software company or consulting company or advisory company or whatever that is. We still should have an office, we still have to have computers, software, website, marketing, spending on a business plan, maybe you need a vehicle. We can spend more than we need, and we have to spend as little as we need. So if you want to invest $60,000 in a service business, I want you to spend at least 40 at the time of filing, maybe even 50, and to show a little bit money on a checking account for operational expenses. That's when we can make a good argument. However, again, although I got those cases approved, I'm not a big fan of them. And I also believe that even in the service industry, you can invest more money to get that approval. Because I always try to balance those things out. Yes, you may invest 50 or 60 and get a denial, all right? So you kind of wasted a lot of money. And yes, you can get some of it back, but the time is wasted and everything. And you can add $20,000, $30,000 and get an approval, right? So I'm a fan of the second option, but again, I'll leave it up to you. Number 4, I'm a day trader and have a company in Canada under which I trade. Do you think trading is a business that can qualify? So this is the first part of the question. I don't believe so, for a few reasons. First of all, what's the investment here, right? So if we say that, okay, I put the 100K and I buy stocks and I start day trading them and make money, yes, it's at risk investment, kinda, right? But again, what's the economic impact of this business? Are you going to hire anyone? How much profit are you going to make? Because day trading does not guarantee you're going to be profitable, right? And we all know that only 5% of traders and professional traders make money. So not professional, probably no one is making money. I don't think this is a business idea. And on top of that, why do you need to be in the US? You can do day trading being anywhere in the world, right? And especially in Canada, same time zone. So I don't think this is a good idea. The follow-up question, I understand stock investing is not eligible, but my day trading business generates consistent cash flow. Would that be eligible? So I kind of answered that question. Again, there is no economic impact. And there is no need to be here in the US and control and direct the business. What I can see how we can come up with a better idea only if you want to open up an office that's going to be managing other people's money and you're going to trade them, right? Or invest them. But for that type of business, you need to have a special license, okay? So it's one way or the other, and I clearly see it as a black and white. Number 5. How to extend the E-2 visa status. It's a very specific question, and guys, I want to remind you that there is a visa and there is a status. The visa is to cross the border, is to enter the country. The status is how long you can stay based on your visa type. For example, B1, B2 visa is usually up to 10 years. Okay, for many countries it's 10 years. It doesn't mean that you can come and stay in the US all 10 years. It means that within these 10 years you can come, but when you come, your legal status is going to be for 6 months. That's your status. So same with E2. Depending on the country, the visa could be anywhere from 3 months up to 5 years. But regardless the length of the visa, you will be able to stay in the US 2 years with your E2 status. So now, the question is how to get that status extended. You have 2 options. Number 1, if your visa is still valid, get out, get back in. And you're gonna get 2 more years, regardless how much time is left for your visa. If you don't wanna get out, or your visa has expired, you may file I-129 extending your E-2 status to the USCIS, explaining the economic impact of your business, what you've done, that you got paid a salary, that you're sticking to your business plan, maybe with some modifications. So that's how it's gonna go. Before I proceed, guys, make sure that if you want to do E-2 visa, your first step begins with free evaluation. The free evaluation is a link below this video. All you need to do is go down, press on it, get to the landing page, fill out the form that I prepared specially for you. Within 2 days, I'm gonna get back to you and tell you if you qualify for this type of visa, maybe for another one, which criteria we satisfy and which we do not, but we can improve. And whether your case has the potential. That's the main thing, because if it does, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning, where in 2 phases we'll build the written winning strategy for your case. And the next step would be hiring my company, my team and myself to proceed with this strategy. Number 6. Is it possible with this E-2 visa to apply and to get SBA loans for financing and purchasing of established company in US? I think there's a mixture in this question. It's not that you first get E-2 visa and then you start spending your money. That's not how it works. Before we file for your E-2 visa, be it the change of status or the embassy, we already have the money spent, the majority of it, 70, 80%, sometimes up to 100, depending on the nature of the business. So kind of this question makes no sense in this format, but let's assume that, okay, we have business with money invested with the business plan, we got E-2 visa, now we want to get SBA loans, and SBA means government loan, like Small Business Administration loans from the government, federal government. And we want to get the loans to purchase more businesses to expand. I believe that SBA loans are only for residents. Don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert on this issue. I myself got SBA loans back in 2021. All right, I applied for $250,000. I got the whole amount, but they raped me. I can find another word, guys. They squeezed me like a lemon. And I'm an attorney. I'm used to deal with paperwork, but these guys were just crazy. Everything, business plan, company, the ownership, the residency, the guarantee, this, and oh my God. It's totally worth it. Absolutely, it's absolutely worth it, but prepare for the worst, okay? So I'm not sure SBA loans qualify for non-residents, but again, you need to do your own research and get down to the bottom of it. Number 7, can E-2 visa holder study at university in the US? If yes, can the E-2 visa holder enroll in a full-time program at university? And the answer to this question is no. No. If you primary E-2 visa holder, meaning that you are the beneficiary of the petitioner, and petitioner is your company, you may go to school if it's a secondary event in your life. You know, maybe you take one class, some business related, or you want to get some certificate, yes. But nothing even close to part-time going to school. For that purpose, you need to get F1 visa, or maybe M1, or maybe J1. But your spouse may work and may go to school. So this is a balanced approach for that. Number 8, what is the minimum bank account balance needed in order to get visa 100%? All right, guys, there is no 100% in this industry. If your attorney ever tells you, I guarantee you're gonna get your visa stamped or your change of status 100%, run, because no one can guarantee what other person will do. If you guys like psychology, if you guys like self-development, you know that we control only one thing in the world and nothing else. And that is our reaction, our response to the triggers. That's the only thing we can control, nothing else. Not your mama, not your papa, not your son, not your daughter, not your wife, not your husband, no one. and especially immigration officer or embassy employee. All right, so there is no such a thing as 100%, so forget about it. Yes, for example, by my statistics, E-2 visa change of status is 100% approval. It just happened, okay? But that's an exception. Like O1, we get 99% approval. We got only one denial for the entire career, for more than 10 years. There's no 100%. Now, let's get to the point of this question. It's not about what's the minimum on your bank account. It's how much money you put initially in that bank account, which I believe must be at least 100K. To get the E-2 visa approved, about 70-80% of that money needs already be invested into the business. So it's either already operational or about to start being operational. So whatever is left is for operational expenses. It could be 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, but it must be enough to continue working in the business. Okay? So there is no minimum. There is only the concept of how that money must be spent and what's the total amount investment must be. Okay, number 9. As far as I know, buying a house and renting it doesn't qualify for E-2 visa. That's correct. That's a correct statement. My question is, would a car rental business qualify for E-2 visa? For example, I will register a company, buy 10 different cars worth 100K, okay, this is a good thing, and rent them to different people on a weekly and monthly basis. Please let me know if this would be qualifying for E-2 visa. It will. There's an argument that purchasing cars is not at risk investment, but I think it is. Because if you purchase it, you'll already purchase it at the market price, right? So if you want to get rid of them fast, you'll have to lower the price. So you will lose certain percent of the money. I do believe it's at risk, and if it's different cars, you of course must have some car lot where those cars will be located, right? There must be an office, the car lot, the fence, and maybe security, maybe cameras. So there is more to spend here, right? And of course, we need to leave some money for the operational expenses, like we discussed in question number 8. This is a good business idea. Moreover, I had businesses approved with this business idea, all right? So this is a good one. Last but not least, can you invest in a family member's business and have 50% ownership? There's nothing wrong in investment in a family business, okay? So as long as we have 50% and we have the amount of money that we want to invest and the proof of funds for that money, we must be clear, okay? We must have no questions. So 50% is good, and that's enough. Moreover, let me add a bonus to you guys because you stay till the end. And the bonus is that you could file 2 E-2 petitions for one business. You got it? 50% one, 50% the other. 100,000 here, 100,000 here. But there is one but. The business plan for this business should be absolutely clear as to the tasks and functions of those two owners. The easiest example for you to understand is it's a goods business and one person is responsible for marketing and sales and the other one for purchases and logistics, for example, right? So 2 different areas of the same business. That way you can combine the funds and get 2 E-2 visa approved for one business. Guys, don't forget free evaluation. The link is under this video. Also, if you have the potential, come to the complex immigration planning. Get your strategy and get your case going. And what separates you from being where you are right now and being in the US is 6 months after the complex immigration planning. All right, so get that done. Comment my videos, ask questions, subscribe to my YouTube, my Telegram, my TikTok, my Instagram. I post unique content on all these platforms. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.